I think it was a mixed bag, especially for real estate sector. What has come out of the budget is that the finance minister definitely realizes that real estate sector is very important for the Indian economy, as it is already contributing around 6% of the total GDP. Plus, it employs around 10% of the total workforce in the country, and almost 250 ancillary industries are dependent on this sector. So I think he realizes the importance and the contribution this sector is making to the Indian economy. Accordingly, he has made some changes. The first and the most important change is around making low cost funds available for the affordable housing sector, because as we know that the FDI is restricted, there is limit on how much project loans Indian banks can give to the real estate sector. Accordingly, the measure of allowing external commercial borrowings for especially the affordable housing sector projects is very, very important. What it will do is it will provide developers with low cost funds. Accordingly, they'll be able to provide low cost housing. They'll continue to provide low cost housing to the end users. Also, the lowering of the withholding tax rate of from 25% to 5% on the interest payments on these external commercial borrowings will bring down the overall cost of borrowings for the affordable housing sector. Besides this big change, there have been many changes in the around the direct taxes and indirect taxes. In direct taxes, especially the additional option of exemption of the long-term capital gains if the amount is invested in an SME for purchase of plant and machinery will provide an additional option to the sellers to invest money from long-term capital gains from residential housing property. However, the broad contours of how this scheme will work is yet to be announced, but I think as an additional option it's quite good. Again, secondly, on the direct taxes side, there has been a big change where the finance minister has introduced withholding tax, which is TDS, on the sale of property. That the seller will have to deduct 1% TDS up to the value, if the value exceeds 50 lakh rupees in certain regions like Noida, Ghaziabad, Gurgaon, Faridabad, and if it exceeds 20 lakhs in other cities. What this will do is this will slow down the flow of unaccounted money in real estate sector, and over a period of time most of the transactions will be done in check instead of cash. So I think overall, while it will not be good for people who want to take more and more cash in resale of properties, but overall it will improve the health of the real estate sector. Thirdly, the finance minister has allowed a weighted deduction of 150% on the capital investment made by developers in affordable housing projects. This will further improve the profits of developers, and accordingly we hope that the benefits will be passed on to the end users. On the indirect taxes side, the finance minister has raised the limit of exemption for service tax on the regular maintenance charges which are paid by the users to the housing resident welfare associations. This limit has been raised to 5,000 per month, which is quite good. So what we feel is that this will provide relief to people who are paying maintenance charges for flats up to around 1,500 rupees per square feet, because the average charges are 3 rupees per square feet. Secondly, however, this part of this legislation is still not clear, but what we understand is that the service tax on the construction services in case of affordable housing, that is housing up to 60 square meters, has been put in the negative list, which will mean that it will further bring down the costs by almost 3% for end users. However, this is not clear. I think this will be clarified once we'll get into the details of the budget. Another important change which the finance minister has made is around the extension of 1% interest subvention by another year. Plus, the limit which was up to a 15 lakhs property has been raised to 25 lakhs property. I think this is another thing which reflects that government understands the importance of the real estate sector and wants to continue to support real estate sector for its long term growth. So in summary, I think overall the budget is extremely positive for the affordable housing segment as such, because there are various measures to bring down the cost of affordable housing, and there are measures around bringing down the flow of black money, unaccounted money in the real estate sector, which is beneficial for everybody. So overall, I would rate this budget as a very good budget, especially for the affordable housing segment for middle class.